In this video, we're going to look at how you can be able to sketch a graph that is given here. You are to sketch this kind of graph. The first thing that you really need to do is to understand the kind of asymptotes we have. And also you need to understand the x-intercept as well as you understand what are the y-intercepts. So the first thing that we're going to highlight and find is to the x-intercept. The x-intercept in this case is where y is going to be equals to 0. So which means any given point you have y, like for instance here, you're going to substitute 0 there, and then we are going to have 0 is equals to 2 over x plus 3. We shall take the 3 on the other side of the equal sign, which means that we are going to have minus 3 is equals to 2 over x. Once we have gotten this, we're going to multiply x both sides, and if we multiply x both sides, we are going to have the expression reducing to what? Let me just subdivide here so that we can have quite enough space. So this is going to be minus 3x is equals to 2, so which means that our x is going to be equals to negative 2 over 3, and this is going to become our x-intercept. Next, we need to find the y-intercept. Which one you have? Which one you have? And at the y-intercept, we know x is equals to 0 at that given point. So which means in this equation that we have here, anywhere we are going to have x, we are going to replace that with 0. So meaning that we are going to say y is equals to 2 over 0. Then you can see this equation that we have here, there is no way we can have a 0 at the denominator. So we are going to say the y so if we put 0 here, we can say y intercept does not exist. The y intercept in this case does not exist. So that is why you can see if you put into your calculator, you are going to get math error at this point here. So which means we need also to find asymptotes. We are going to find two types of asymptotes, the vertical asymptote and the horizontal asymptote. So in this case, we need to find first the horizontal asymptote. For you to identify the horizontal asymptote, you are going to go and check this function. This is the main function, 2 over x. What is added or subtracted to this function? We are to this function we are adding 3. So which means in this case our horizontal asymptote is going to be y is equals to 3. But if there wasn't anything added here, we are going to say that the asymptote is going to be 0. So in this case, we're going to say asymptote is going to be y is equals to 3, and that is going to be our horizontal asymptote. Then we need to find the vertical asymptote, and vertical asymptote, of course, let me just remind you also, this is the asymptote which is parallel to the x-axis. This type of asymptote is parallel to the x-axis. Then the vertical asymptote, you are going to use the function that is down here, right? So if this is not having anything added or subtracted, we can say the vertical asymptote is going to be x is equals to 0, and this type of asymptote is parallel to the y-axis. So once we have identified this, we are almost good to go. And let me just say if maybe you are given an expression and it's maybe x plus 5, it means that you are going to equate x plus 5 equals to 0 so that you can be able to get the vertical asymptote. If it's given us, let me just even write somewhere so that you can be able to understand what I'm saying. In the event you are given an expression and its y is equals to let's say 2 over 3x plus 4, you see, like this one here, so which means plus 5. So let me just use a different number, plus 8. In this case, yeah, it's faint, I know, yeah, it's faint. So in this case, horizontal asymptote is going to be y is equals to 8. You just take this number that is here, right? But if you want the vertical asymptote, you're going to take the whole of this part that is down here, you equate it to 0. Then that's going to be 3x plus 4 is equals to 0. So which means that in order to work out that, it will be 3x is equal to negative 4 divided by 3 divided by 3. So x is equal to negative 4 over 3 as the vertical asymptote in that case. So it depends what you are given, and in order for you to work out, you need to understand that this part here that is added here is helping us to know what is the horizontal asymptote, and this part that is below 2 is going to give us what we can call as the vertical asymptote. Now once you've gotten your graph, okay, you have gotten the asymptote, the next business that we have now is sketching. So the main thing that we are going to do at this point of time is what we call what? Sketching. Now we are going to sketching. We are going to do sketching of that particular function. Then now to sketch this, we are going to draw the y-axis. As well, we are going to draw the x-axis at this given point. Those are the axes, and don't forget to label your axis. This is the y-axis, and this is my x-axis at that point. So once we have labeled this, we need to identify what are where are our asymptotes. Okay, let me just identify my horizontal asymptote, which is 3. Let me say my 3 is somewhere here. This is the horizontal asymptote. 3 is there. That's where the horizontal asymptote is going to pass, and in that case I'm going to draw a line that is parallel to the x-axis and is going to be parallel to the x-axis like that. I'm drawing the line broken so that to indicate that it's just an asymptote. Then we are going to identify also the vertical asymptote. In this case, vertical asymptote is going to be what? At x is equals to 0. Actually that is the y-axis, so we are going to have x is equals to 0 is that line. It's along the y-axis, so that's why you can see we could not get the y-intercept. That's why you see we failed to get the y-intercept. So because the y-intercept is also part of the asymptote, so there's no way this line is going to cut the y-axis. Then the next thing that we're going to do is to plot the x-intercept. Our x-intercept is negative 2 over 3. You can say, let's identify like 2 negative 2 over 3, 2 over 3 at that point. And then you can see already this graph is going to go below this quadrant, and the other part will be on the other quadrant. So we are going to draw our graph like that. The line will be approaching this line, but it will not cross it. It will pass through there, and then it will go down like that. And this other part of the graph will go up here, and the graph is going to go that way. So that is how the graph will behave, and we shall have our line like that. So basically that is how we were able to sketch this kind of a reciprocal graph. If you gotten value from this particular video, consider subscribing so that anytime I'm going to do more tutorials, you'll be notified.